Is the gift ready? Good. Now, where is he?
Welcome to episode 59 of the Groan Zone. The Yuletide is getting nearer, and so we get even more festive here at Groan Zone HQ. Don't forget to try and name the Christmas songs in the background that are playing during the course of this show. The Groany sleigh is chock full for today, so with that being said, yours truly will kick things off, as always, well not always, but usually, with my Groan trio. And Groan 1 straight in there. The argument over whether if Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Now look, there's Christmas decorations up during the film, and one of the bad guys even wears a Santa hat, and when he's killed off, he has, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho," written on his jumper. Yes, Die Hard is indeed a Christmas movie. Groan 2, the fight over Christmas #1 in the charts. I think whoever wins the accolade of this should give whatever money they make from it to a charity of their fans' choice. It is the season of giving after all, and if you're a musician and you're already minted, do you really need more money? Groan 3. I don't know what it is about guys, but why is it when their fellow man is sat on the toilet in a store, do they A, keep trying your cubicle door, and B, ask how long you're gonna be? I'm sorry, I did not realise I had a time limit, you rude sods. If I'm on the throne, I'll be out when I'm good and ready, especially when it's in a bloody store. Leave me alone. And relax. Another almost festive Groan trio chucked down a random chimney, and with a loud thud there, I hear Admin Nicole's first fact has landed. Fact number 1. Reindeering. The 8 tiny reindeer have had lots of names. These aren't just random reindeer, we're talking about Santa's reindeer here. Rudolph was also named Rollo. Not always. Almost named Rollo. Or Reginald. And his crew also had lots of other names. They've previously been called Flossie, Glossy, Racer, Pacer, Scratcher, Feckless. Feckless? Ready, Steady, and Fireball. Fireball! That wouldn't have sounded good in some Christmas songs like Fireball, the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That doesn't sound as good. You learn all sorts, both hosting and listening to this show. Speaking of hosting, it's time I hosted our first game of this episode. Yep, again, festive yes or BS. Here we go. Round number 1. Option A. The Statue of Liberty was a Christmas gift from France to the USA. Option B. Le Befane is the day after Christmas in Italy. And option C. The alternative name for mistletoe was dung on a twig. Oop, answers were coming in there before I even finished. We have a mixture of A's and C's. With that being said, we'll move straight on, Groaners, right into round number 2. Option A. France consumes the most meat at Christmas. Option B. St. Nicholas is not actually a saint. And option C. The Nightmare Before Christmas is the highest grossing Christmas movie. Just a note, I say this every episode of the pod. If you're playing along after this has been recorded, here's where you pause and you start yelling your answers out, and then you find out later if you're right. Another combination of C's and B's here. I'm liking the way this is going. Okay, moving on. This is brief and swift. I like this. Round number 3. Option A. Yule logs were always a Christmas dessert. Option B. Peacocks were often eaten at Christmas in bygone ages. And option C. In Japan, KFC is eaten for Christmas dinner. Let me have them, Groaners. Are they coming? Oh, C's coming. We've got C's flying in there. Any others? Oh, B's. Oh, we've had a really mixed bag this episode. Alright, okay. If you think you bagged any points, Groaners, we shall see later on in the show. This next poor person made me wince. Yep, you know what time it is. It's time for Oh Unlucky! So this poor guy from Utah tried to be friendly with a bison, and the bison, let's just say, didn't take too kindly to his warm gesture. He ended up hospitalised, that's the man not the bison, with a punctured stomach, lacerated liver, a broken rib, and a banged up lung after the wild bison attacked him and flipped him over with his horns. Very unlucky there, dude, but lesson learned is be wary around our wild animal friends. I hope you recover there, but as I still quietly wince, let's give one of you the floor to vent your groan with, the audience groan. Got a double helping of audience groans this week from the same person, and this comes in from C. Dale of Iowa, USA, and they groaned in via Facebook Messenger. And they say, I have my birthday near Christmas, and people only give me one gift instead of two. Yes, I'm greedy. Stop being cheap. Also, I hate the waiting period up to Christmas. And he also put a little note on, have a cool Yule mystery and Admin Nicole. Aw. Thanks, C. Dale. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. And good tidings to you as well, to our friend across the ocean there. Now, speaking of Admin Nicole, we get further factual with another one of her festive facts. Fact number 2, tinselated. Tinsel was invented in 1610 in Germany. It was spun from real silver and then hammered out and was more of a luxury decoration than the cheap tree trimming it is today. Although that depends where you buy it from. The US government once banned tinsel because it used to contain poisonous lead, but no need to worry now because it's just plastic. That said, it should still be kept away from young kids and pets since of course it can be a choking hazard. Yet again, more stuff I didn't know. But aside from fact finding, Admin Nicole has only gone and written another story. Yes, it's her time to shine her part of the podcast with Creepy Corner. And this week's story is called The Sewer Lord. Those missing posters were becoming hard to ignore. Always the same kid, blonde hair, blue eyes, 10 years old. Lionel Malt, God, I love that name, went missing 10 years ago, and his parents never ever gave up hope. That's when Val strolled into the antique shop without a care in the world. Still trying to master her powers, but she's now learned to disguise herself so she doesn't have to hide anymore. She clearly walked in on something she shouldn't have, as she had the original Tooth Fairy holding one of those posters and arguing with the old man. She barely caught the end of the argument, but she remembers something about a 10-year-old wish. She had to know what was going on. The old man sighed as he admitted that he knew where the kid was the entire time. The only difference is, he doesn't go by Lionel anymore. Now he's simply known as the Sewer Lord. What did you do? I thought we agreed many moons ago to not experiment with our powers, the original Tooth Fairy asked. It was back when I used to do something about my boredom and go on excursions to find new things for the shop. These days I'm lazy. That hole can take care of itself after all, the old man began. Val had a bad feeling about where this was going, so she locked up the shop and took a seat as the old man recalled his travels. It was 10 years ago to this day, as he was travelling in New Orleans looking for something good for the shop. He got lost in the swamps when he heard a kid screaming. It was Lionel, but he was severely injured and kneeling next to an equally injured alligator. Who knows how the kid ended up so far from home, but that alligator was dying and Lionel refused to part from it. One of the antiques that the old man brought with him on the trip began to react, and a sinister smile appeared on the old man's face. He asked the boy what he needed. The boy had 2 wishes: to save the alligator's life, as it was his only friend, and to see his parents happy again. Both wishes were difficult to grant. To bring the alligator back meant Lionel would die. To get his parents back together, well, they sort of hated each other right now. Not surprising, when they were the town dentist and baker. It never could have worked anyway. The antique in the old man's pocket started shaking, almost like it was getting angry at something. The old man wasn't one to waste opportunity, so he promised he could grant Lionel's second wish about his parents in 10 years' time. As for his first wish, he could save both Lionel and the alligator, but they would have to become one and the same. The injuries were too severe to save them on their own. Lionel agreed to everything without a second thought. The boy woke, and as he saw his reflection in the murky swamp waters, his eyes were no longer human. His arms covered in scales and a tail stronger than any alligator. Lionel was fine though. He could feel his dear friend was with him, and it was all he wanted. The old man summoned the hole under his house to bring them home. Lionel now had to wait 10 years for his second wish. The old man offered him a home in the antique shop, but Lionel turned him down. He had to figure things out on his own now, as he counted down the days. So, through a series of events, he found himself living in the sewers, ruling over the rats and the snakes that dwelled there amongst other things. That's how he became known as the Sewer Lord. Once more, Nicole does it again. I don't know about you groaners, but I love these stories and universes that Admin Nicole creates within. However, we move on now, and I have plenty of answers for you to give me with the questions too. With Gimme the Question. Round number 1. Your answer is Kevin McAllister. Your questions are: number 1. What is the name of John McClane's son in Die Hard 1? Number 2. What is the name of the lead character in Home Alone? And option 3. What is the name of the child who does not believe in Santa in Santa Claus the movie? Ooh, bees. The last time I saw this many bees, it was near a bee's nest. Or a hive, I should say. Okay. Any more? Nope, everyone's gone for B. Okay. Round 2. Your answer is 1857. Your questions are: option A. What year was the song Jingle Bells written? Option B. What year was there a Christmas pudding shortage in England? And option C. What year was the concept of the in-store Santa Claus invented? They're coming quick and thick this time. We've got A's coming in, B's coming in, C's coming in. Okay, across the board. They're flying in today. Okay. Any more? Nope, that's it for that one. Don't forget, you can pause anytime and answer after each round. Okay? Those playing after the recording. Last round, round 3. Your answer is roast swan. Your questions are: option A. What meal was allowed in the UK until Queen Victoria banned it in the 1880s? Option B. What meal did Queen Victoria enjoy at Christmas? And option C. What meat was replaced by the traditional Christmas turkey in the 1700s? Bees flying in there. Any others, groaners? Any more? They've got C's flying in there as well. Oh, and an A pops up. Okay. Any more? Nope, all in, all done. Don't forget, playing along after the fact. You can answer after the round, as long as you pause it. The point situation will arise after 0 of the week. But before that, we have one more festive fact for this week. Fact number 3. Germany invented the candy cane. The National Confectioners Association says a choir master originally gave the red and white striped candies to young children to keep them quiet during marathon church services back in 1670. It wasn't until a German-Swedish immigrant decorated his tree with candy canes in 1847 that they became popular today as a Christmas candy. But nowadays they're available in all sorts of colours and flavours such as green apple, watermelon, cherry and so on. Oh, nearly forgot, groaners. If you want to send your feedback in or anything else, you can email it in to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can go on Facebook groups and search up the Groan Zone Podcast. You can join us on Discord under the Groan Zone Podcast channel. Or you can simply find me on Facebook Messenger under Mystery Groaner. And now we have 0 of the week. And this week's 0 is the UK shopping chain known as Tesco. They have brought in a new petrol pump paying system. However, if you put 20 quid, that's £20, in your tank, they can then take out and hold on to the high end of £120 from your bank. I'm sorry, but this is so wrong. If I take £20 from a cash point, I wouldn't expect £120 to be given to me. This may possibly get people in trouble with their banks, such as being overdrawn or other problems. Tesco, rethink your system. Until then, you are a zero. And now, groaners, we just have time for those all-important answers. We'll start with yes or BS. Round 1. If you picked option A, the Statue of Liberty was a Christmas gift from France to the USA, false. It was given to the USA in 1884 on July the 4th to commemorate the centennial end of the Revolutionary War in 1776, and she came in 3 parts. Option B, Le Befane, if you pick this one, is the day after Christmas in Italy. You're wrong. This is the Italian name for Santa Claus. And if you went with option C, the alternative name for mistletoe was dung on a twig, that's true. This was because it was spread by bird droppings and the name comes from the Anglo-Saxons. Round 2. If you went for option A, France consumes the most meat at Christmas, this is actually true. This increases by 30% over their normal meat consumption. Option B. If you went for this one, St. Nicholas is not actually a saint, you're wrong. It's false because due to his kind nature and helping the poor, he was named as a saint. He also gave gifts to the poor children. If you went for option C, A Nightmare or The Nightmare Before Christmas is the highest grossing Christmas movie, you're wrong, and no, it isn't Home Alone. The highest grossing Christmas movie is actually The Grinch, which beat out Home Alone. And last round, round 3, if you went for option A, Yule logs were always a Christmas dessert, wrong. The wooden Yule log would feed the fire for the 12 days of Christmas. I wouldn't want to eat a wooden log. If you went for option B, peacocks were often eaten at Christmas in bygone ages, you're right. And it was often brought to the table to show off wealth. And lastly, if you went for option C, in Japan, KFC is eaten for Christmas dinner, this is actually true, because of course, there's a lack of turkey in Japan. Now, I hope some groaners out there got points in yes or BS, but if not, here's your second chance with Gimme the Question. Round 1. Your answer was Kevin McAllister. If anyone went for option 1 because I left the name in there, then I'm sorry, you have no hope. The correct question was option 2. What is the name of the lead character in Home Alone? Round 2. Your answer was 1857. Your correct question was option A. What year was the song Jingle Bells written? And last round, round 3, your answer was roast swan. Your correct question was of course B. What meal did Queen Victoria enjoy at Christmas? If you didn't get points this week, groaners, do not worry. Better luck next time. If you scored anything, well done. Tune in next week for more groaniness. Take care, groaners. Bye bye.